Now the question is, what's today's date? 22nd? What up, y'all? We are gonna do this live real quick as soon as I get my stuff situated. Um, let's see here. Go to my. You guys can see my portfolio in the meantime. And let me go to here. Go to here. Today I'm gonna open up a position to make some money. So if you guys like making money, make sure you're on. Make sure you're subscribed so you can learn different ways to make money. You know what I'm saying? Let me edit this real quick. I need a thumbnail. I need the thumbnail. The thumbnail. Here we go. All right. Save it. Now what I'm gonna do. Let's go full screen on this one. Oh wait, not this one. Yeah, this is gonna be quite the setup. Quite the setup. Boom boom. What am I doing? What am I doing here? As soon as I get this figured out, we're gonna start, alright? So let me see here. I'm just trying to get this so that I can get this on YouTube. On Facebook, I mean. Close this one. Quality on here trash. Hit the mute button. Alright. Go back. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, here we go. What? Is it working? Come on, bruh. Oh shit. Why can't I get this? Let me try one more time. Alright, let's try this one more time. Screen number 2. Share it. Camera issue. Browser settings. gotta go to my browser settings. How the hell you do that? I don't know. All right, let's just continue to here, cause this is being whack. So we're gonna do what we do here, which is make money. Make money all the time. Actually, you know what I should do is let me pull it up on here. Well, I'm not gonna be able to talk to nobody actually, so that might not work. Let me see. Let me see if I could go live on here. Share my screen. So I basically just gotta look at this shit right here. Nah, that's whack. I wonder why it won't let me do it on Facebook. Facebook being whack. Facebook being dookie. In the stock market. And then I gotta put the link. Don't count if you don't put the link. Paste. Post. All right. I think what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna do this. All right, what's up, y'all? We are here at the Investment League. I'm gonna show you guys a way where you can make money even when you're down. So if you look at my screen right now, you can see my money is fluctuating pretty drastically. Uh, it was just up here at 3078, and then even right here it was at 3008. This was just 40 minutes ago, and right now it's at $45. And you can just kind of sit here and watch it go up and down a lot. Um, in a matter of seconds, it could be up, $50 down. Like there, you just saw it was at 52. Now it's down at 44. The reason why is because of this microvision right here. So if I'm gonna click on microvision real quick just to show you guys what's happening, microvision right now is at $13.17, 15 cents. So the reason why this thing is fluctuating like this is the different prices that people are either buying it or selling it at. So all of this number does, all this number tells you is what somebody is willing to buy microvision at. So this isn't like how much it costs, for microvision. This is just what somebody out there, this is the last price that somebody bought microvision at. And then when it goes down, they've sold it down. And then when it goes back up, somebody bought it and it increased it in price. So microvision right now, 13.25, that's the last time that somebody bought a share of microvision or was willing to buy it at, right? So that's what these numbers are. If you look at different companies, excuse me, I'm gonna scroll down here. These are just different companies. Oh my goodness. You got Apple at 132, AMD at 79. So these are different prices that people were willing to buy these companies at, these stocks. So That's where these numbers come from. So when a stock rises in price, or if, like, say, Apple goes up to like 150, it went up there because somebody was willing to buy Apple at $150. So somebody was trying to sell their Apple share at $150, and somebody agreed to buy it at that price. And when companies start doing really well, people want to be a part of that growth. So they'll buy the company, they'll buy shares of the company, and they're more willing to buy it at a higher price because they think it's going to go even higher. People are going to continue to buy it. So that's that. Microvision. Let's go back to Microvision. Microvision's kind of staying around this range, but if we go back to the last, let's go back to the last month. You can see it's been going down. So it was at 1860, 62, and we actually back on March, yeah, it was like a month ago, March 23rd, around this time, it was at 1687, and this is when I got a play or a position, a contract agreeing to buy Microvision at $16 per share. So if you haven't really been following along um, on this channel, on this journey with Microvision, let me go back to my history and show you guys. Back in February, I sold the put, which means that I agreed to buy Microvision at a certain price. Back then, it was $19, and I got paid $60 to agree to buy the shares at $19 a share. At that time, around this time, I wonder if it's going to show me. No, it doesn't. I sold the contract back for five, or I bought it back for $5. So I sold it to somebody, and then I bought the contract back. So I didn't have to buy the shares at this price. The reason why it's only $5 is because Microvision was above 19, so the value of my contract was pretty low. So I didn't buy shares. So I was agreeing to buy the shares, but I didn't actually buy them. And then later on that month, I did the same thing where I agreed to buy Microvision, this time at $14, and I got paid $225 for it. So I got paid $225 to agree to possibly buy Microvision at $14 a share. And then a month later, Microvision did not stay below 14, so I didn't have to buy the shares, but I decided to close the contract anyways, just to secure this money that I made. So I ended up making $221. And then in the middle of March, I agreed to do the same thing, right? But this time I wanted to show you guys what happens when I actually have to buy the shares. So right here, I was just making money, collecting profit the way that I normally would do it. But let's say, or I didn't want to even do it as a hypothetical situation. I wanted to show you guys exactly. I wanted to do it so you guys can see what happens. So I went a little bit higher. I could have done $14 and still had to buy the shares, and I would have been good, and I wouldn't have to have as much money going up and down or be down as much. But I agreed to buy Microvision at $16 a share, and I let it expire. And at the end of last week, I bought the shares. So if I would show you guys some math really quickly, just to put some numbers in your head so you guys can kind of have an idea, I can put it right here. So I agreed to buy Microvision at $16 a share. When you do contracts, everything is worth everything controls 100 shares. So you have to do $16 a share times 100 because I'm buying 100 shares. So I needed $1,600 to do this, and then I got paid 272. So there's this thing called break even, a break even price. So the break even price is basically where the stock has to be in order for you to basically not make any money. So I got paid $272 to do this, so I got paid for it. So that means that if Microvision falls down to 72, then Microvision has to be at $1,328 for me to be basically broken even. So if I want to sell Microvision right now, Microvision is currently, so it's not at 328, it's a little bit lower. So if I sell it right now, then I would lose whatever that difference from 328 and 320 is, so about $8. So I made 272, but if I sell it right now, then I'm basically giving up that whole $272 and then losing an extra $6. So if you don't want to hold a company, the shares, because you don't think it's gonna come back up, or you're scared, or whatever the case may be, or you want to use that money to do something else, then you can sell the shares, right? And I can sell this if I wait for it to get to 328, or if I want to sell my shares, or I can go to dollar amount, right? So I want to sell them at, actually, that's not how this works. I want to sell my shares. Let's go to shares. 100 shares, and then I would want to change this to a limit order. So when you change it to a limit order, you can name your price. So if I want to sell them, let's say at 13.30, then I would be looking to make just $2. So even though I got paid $270 in the beginning, I lost that money because I bought them at 16 and it's only at 13.30. So the money that I made in the beginning of this whole position I'm gonna lose that money basically by agreeing to sell them at this price. So one way where we can make sure that we don't lose that money is by trying to sell our shares. But here we can do it. We can do it two ways. There's two ways where you can get rid of your shares. I can do a limit order to sell my shares at whatever price I want to do it. So if I don't want to lose any money, I can go to $16 and I can try to sell my shares for $16 a share. It's probably not going to happen today because Microvision is down a lot. But what I can do is go to a good till canceled, and you see here it says that if your order doesn't execute, basically in 90 days, then it'll cancel. So it gives me 90 days to have my shares sold to somebody for 16. The only way that that's going to happen is if Microvision goes above $16. So once Microvision goes above $16, there will be somebody out there willing to pay 16 because they're getting it cheaper from me than if they bought it at the price that it was currently at, like 16. Let's say it goes to like 16.50, right? They would have to spend $1,650 to buy 100 shares right off the market, like I would do right here, or they can buy them from me for 16 flat. So they would be getting it at $50 cheaper, and then I get to sell my shares at $16. So I wouldn't lose any money from the shares, and then I get to keep that whole 272. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, which is how I'm going to do it, is through options. So the only way that you can do options is if you own 100 shares of the company. And then if you've been following along, when you sell a put, you're agreeing to buy shares at a certain price, whatever price I decide to pick. If you sell a call, you're agreeing to sell your shares. So because I own 100 shares, I can do this strategy. And basically, these numbers right here, I'll go through all of these numbers. So the strike price is the price of the share. So if I want to sell my shares at $18 a share, that's what this strike price represents, what price you're willing to sell each share at. The break even is going to be your share price plus the price of the contract. So each contract has a certain price on it depending on how close it is to the actual share price, the likelihood of it getting assigned, and and then if this is going up and down a lot, then there's this thing called volatility, so implied volatility. So if a company is going up and down drastically, then that kind of increases the price here because it's out of control basically. So there's no real control over it. So when these prices move a lot, then the change moves a lot on here too. So that's what this is. So strike price is the price of the option. Break even is how much money or where the stock needs to be in order for you to break even. So if I show you real quick, you got $16 a share, 1600, or let's just do like by dollar amount. So you got 16, and then you would get paid, or I would get paid $1.90. So, and then remember, this is all, actually, I'll just do it like this so you guys can understand full value. So $1,600, I would get paid $190. So 1790 is the break even. What that means is that if Microvision starts to go way above 1790, and now Microvision is worth $20 a share, then I'm gonna be losing money. And the reason why I would be losing money is because, well, not technically, but I would lose money because I could have made more money by selling it at $20 a share. So if I would have just waited for Microvision to reach $20 and then sell it, then I would make that full profit, right? I would make all the money that you can make between 16 and 20. But the reason why you're still not losing is because I bought them at 16. So anything that I sell it at above 16 would be profit. So the only way that you would sell your shares is if it goes above your price. Just like I was saying, if I was to sell my shares to somebody for 16 when it's 16.50, then somebody would be making a $50 discount, getting a $50 discount off of me. So I'm trying to sell my shares back to somebody. I want to pick a price where I think that it could possibly go. But one thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that bought them at 16 and I got paid 272. So if I really want to make sure that I make money off of this, I don't want to sell it for anything less than $13 because then I would just be losing money altogether. So one thing that I want to look at, what you can look at, is this right here, the break even. So let's say I wanted to, I can go all the way down here actually, because I'm trying to sell my shares. I can sell it for $6 a share, get paid $740 today, and then I would basically break even from I wouldn't make any money off of the 272. This is really confusing actually, the way that I explain it, but I want you guys to try to understand what's happening here. Just off of the last play and this play. So 1600 minus the 272 that I got paid. So 1328 is basically my break even. So if I sell it, I can sell it all the way down here. Look how low I can go. I can go to, let's go to $2 a share. I can sell my Microvision shares for $2 a share, get paid $1,135 today, and then I would basically break even on the last transaction that I did on here. So you don't really want to do that because you're not really making, I mean, I wouldn't really be making money. It looks like I would because I'm making money here, but then I'm losing money on the shares because right now it's 13.32, 37. So if I'm selling it at $2 a share, I'm losing that huge difference. So I would be losing 13.36 minus 200, which is, whoa, 1336 minus 200. So I would be losing basically what I'm getting for it. So I'm basically breaking even. I wouldn't actually be making 1135 because I'd be selling them at $2. So you don't want to go down here. Right now, Microvision's at 13. If I really wanted to kind of get out of this, then I could sell it here at $12 or $11, get paid my 365 or my 315 just to get rid of my shares. But if you remember that my break even is 1328, remember that number. This break even is 1573 minus 1328. So only I would make $245 by trying to sell my shares at this price. So that just goes between how much I had to buy them at and my contract was worth last time versus this time. So it's kind of a lot. Definitely look over this video multiple times if you need to, just to get an idea. Try to break it down. So try to get a hold of what happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and then what we're trying to happen in the future. So if I continue, let me just go back to what I was trying to do in the beginning. Let's go to 18, or let's go to 16 because that's what I bought them at. So I'm trying to sell my shares for the same price that I bought them at. So I don't want to make any money off of the shares. I just want to make all the money off of the contract itself. So $16, 17.90 is the break even. That means that if Microvision goes above 17.90, then I'm capped at how much money I make. So I'm not really losing money. I'm just putting a limit on how much I can make because I'm not losing money on the shares because I didn't spend any more than that. And then I'm just basically trying to make 190. And then if that happens, then there's a lot of money that I made between the. Let me go back to my history so I can show you guys. This has kind of been like a long, like a whole year process, right? So if I go back, I sold it for 60 and then bought it for 5, so I made $55. Here I made $221, and then up here was 272. So all in all, I've made about $548 off of Microvision. And then if I go here and show you guys where it's at, I'm down 263 bucks. So if I just subtract how much I'm down, if I was to sell my shares today at this very moment, at the end of the day, I would have profited a total of $283 from Microvision. So even though I'm down 266 bucks right now from Microvision, because I've been doing this for a while, I would be up in the long run. So that's one thing I want you guys to keep in mind with the stock market is as long as you stay in it and you do this for the long run, you're going to be profitable even when you're down at a certain point. Over the long time, over the long haul, you're going to be up. But I don't want to actually get out of this. I just want to keep making money off of this. So as long as Microvision keeps doing its thing, I'm just going to continue to make money. So just making money all day long, all week long, all month long. So I'm actually going to do it right now. So I want to do a couple things. One, I want to look at the chart, which I do over here. um, on TradingView. Let's go to TradingView real quick. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below so I can get that answered. But let me go to Microvision, right? So this is Microvision. This is what it looks like. There's a lot of lines here. Try not to pay attention to. I wonder if I can delete these or get rid of them or something like that. There's got to be a way. A way. What's this say? Oh, drawings. I guess I didn't do it. All right, anyways. I drew this line a long time ago, which is basically where I felt like Microvision would stop at. It did do it over here, and it did it again, and now it's shot back up. So charting is one thing that we can go over if you want to. Just leave it in the comments. But what you would do is draw lines where it stopped at and went back up. So that's a support level. And then resistance is where it just won't go above. So you can see the resistance line, if I drew a line right here, would be going downhill like this. All right, so this is kind of like the range that it's been trading at. And then we'll just ignore this yellow line for now. So if I just go on along these lines, then I'm expecting it to either hit 16 at one point or come down to 15, but I don't think it's going to go above that, at least not in the short term. You know, if I go all the way to May 21st over here, then it's probably going to stay where it's at, around $13.50. So if I want to just sell them, I can just sell them. If I want to make money in the short term, then that's what you do with options. So what I'm going to do is I want to sell my shares. I don't want to lose money on the shares. So as I just want to make sure that I make my money off of the shares alone. So I could do two things. I could go a little bit higher, make a little bit less money today, but then what I would do is make $200 off of this part right here. So if I bought them at $16 and then Microvision goes to the moon and then it goes up to 18 bucks, then I would sell them at $18 a share, right? So that would be a $200 profit from the share price because I'm getting $18. I'm selling them at $18 versus 16 what I bought it at. And then I'd make this additional 150. So that would be a total profit of $350 for doing it in the option way. If I wanted to go down here and just sell it and not make any money off of the shares, then I would make $185. So there's two ways that you can go about this. You can just hold this out until it reaches $18. If you think it's going to go to 18, I don't think it's going to go to 18, at least not for the next month. And I don't really care if I own the shares or not. I'm just using it to make money. So if I have to sell my shares, then I sell my shares. It's okay. What people normally do is they buy in companies that they like for the long run. So they'll go to these higher strike prices because they don't want to sell the shares. So if you really don't want to sell your shares, but you would still want to make money off of it in the short term, then you go a little bit higher price that you don't think it's going to get to. You just collect this premium and you just do that for the long run because you want to own the shares and you want to make money off of the company going up in the long run. If you don't want to keep your shares and you kind of want to just like make quick money and get out as soon as you can, then you can kind of go a little bit lower or do it at the price that you bought it at or whatever it is. But the lower you go to the strike price, the more likely that, or the more you would want to sell your shares. So if that's a little bit confusing, I can explain that again. But basically, if you want to hold your shares, you don't really want to sell them, but you still want to make extra money, then you go a little bit deeper, a little bit higher away or farther away from the share price. If you want to try to sell your shares, but you still want to make a little bit of money, then you can go a little bit higher. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to $17. I'm going to sell this $17 one. That way, if I do end up selling it, I can make $100 off of the sale of the shares and then make this additional 160, 163. It's just a $20 difference. I'd rather miss out on $20 than miss out on $100. So if I stay at 16 and it goes up to 17 or above, then I would miss out on that $100 profit right here, all for this extra 20 bucks that I could get in this month. So there's different ways that you can go about it. There's no wrong way to do it unless you go below your break even. So I told you guys my break even was 325. So if I go down here to 4.5, then I'm gonna lose money. I'm automatically. So that's the only where you can actually, that's the only thing that you can do wrong is by going below your break even price. So if I do end up selling these shares, then we're just gonna go right back to trying to buy them at a certain price. So let me just go ahead and do this real quick. I'm gonna try to sell. Oh wait, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. I want to sell it. All right. Um, Here we go. So $17 trying to sell my shares, and it's gonna show you that right here. I'm gonna go to 160 and try to make 160 bucks off of this, and then it's gonna show you what? No, that's I need to back up. Let me back up. Let me start this over. Make sure you guys know what you're doing. All right, here we go. Microvision. Let's go to my contracts. I want to sell a call that expires May 21st, and I'm going to $17 because I want to sell them at 17. Go here, max credit. So this is how I knew that I was not doing it right. One, I want to receive a credit, not pay, and then make sure that it says collateral. So my collateral is my 100 shares. So that means that I need to have 100 shares in order for me to be able to do this. So if you guys haven't seen the other side, make sure you guys see the other side. But I've been doing that for so long that I feel like this side needs, some love. So let's go to 160. I'm going to try to make 160 bucks right now, and you'll see that being added to my buying power. I don't know what my password is, but I guess the computer does. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a free 160. Bam, baby. Got the filler. Got the filler. Let me go back to here. So look at that, my buying power. I just got paid right here on screen. You know what I'm saying? You saw the money just get added right to my account. And now I have, I wonder why it's not showing up here. It should show up now. Probably takes a little bit. There we go. So now I made that 160. Let me put it in my tracker, my spreadsheet. And now what happens is if Microvision does not reach $17 a share, then I made that 160 and I get to keep my shares and do it again next month. If Microvision does go above $17 by the end of May 21st, then I will sell my shares for $17. So it doesn't matter what Microvision's at. If Microvision is at $25 a share, I'm still only going to sell mine for 17 bucks. So I do miss out on that extra, $800, but I didn't lose because I made $100 off of the sale, and I made this 160 that I just got right now. So no matter what, I get to keep that 160 no matter what Microvision does. The only thing that's going to change is this down here. So we're going to monitor this for the next month. I just got that 160. Let me throw that in here. We just out here making money. It's really easy, people. Really, really easy. Let's do this. All right, so we're doing the wheel strategy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. I just keep it as the wheel. Now I'm trying to sell them. So the expiration date is 5/21. Today's date is 4/22. There we go. Strike price was 17. And we got paid $160. Bam. So there you go. I got it in there. I just made $160. I still have that 272. So this, the only thing that changed was this one. So instead of making $50, now I'm only trying to make 10 bucks because BNGO has gone super down, but it's coming back up really nicely, thank goodness. So now I'm only down a couple bucks. Now it's at where is it at? 595. So we're just gonna keep monitoring this one, but the real eyes are on Microvision. So we'll see what happens with Microvision. If you guys have any questions on what just happened, make sure you hit me up in the comments or anywhere. But you guys saw my buying power just go up right now. So 160, I can take that 160, I can pay my phone bill, I can pay my car, I can go buy groceries, I can save it for gas money, I can leave it in here and use that to do something with it. I can invest that money into, Tesla or ARK, or put it somewhere. I can put it in Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much things you can do. And I used my money that I put in my stimulus check basically, and I use that money to make more money. So that's one thing that I want you guys to understand with the stock market is that you can use this money. You can use money that you save up or money that the government gave you, and your tax refund money. You can put it in here and then you can use it to make money and then use that money to buy things that you would normally use your money for, but now you don't have to. You got the stock market, buying you shoes every month. You got the stock market, you use the stock market money. I can take this 160 and I made 272 last month. I made 221 the month before that. That's $500-600 that I just got off of the stock market. And I can use that money and just save it and then go buy something. I can save it for a car. I can save it, keep saving it for a house. I can use it to knock down some debt, which is what I'm doing. So there's so many things that you can do with the stock market, and just use the stock market to fund some things that you wanna do. So I honestly don't think that not investing is a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. Everybody should be investing in the stock market, not just for yourself, but for the future, for your kids, for your grandkids, and then once you hit that, once you take that nap, you know what I'm saying? All this can go to your kids. So even though you're doing all this for yourself, eventually you're looking to pass this on. So you just want to be able to hand something off to your kids so that they're in a better position than you were in and that you're in now. So all in all, this is one of the best things that you can do for you and your family is invest um, a little bit of money. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just invest something. Learn different strategies that you can use in the stock market besides buying and holding for the long term. You can buy now, hold it for the long term, and do these options to make short term money so you can make double the money. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to monitor microvision for the time being. But if you guys pay attention, if you guys have been paying attention, what was the number again? Let me go back. I should keep this track. I should keep this track in here actually for microvision. So let me just look at my microvision plays all down here, right? So I made 55 bucks plus 221 plus 272 plus 160 today. So $708 I made from the stock market. So this 708 bucks is all money that the market paid me. It's not money that I put in. I just used the same $1,600 to do it. You know what I'm saying? I used $1,600 to make 700. So if I take that divided by 1,600, that's a 44% rate of return on my investment that I've made so far, which is a lot. So if I take 708 and then I take 1,600 minus the price that it's at now, let's say it's at 1,330, that's 270. So 708, whoa, minus 270. If I decide, you know what, this isn't for me, I'm just going to sell it at the end of the month, then I'm looking at a total of $438. So no matter what, I'm going to be up, Right now, I'm up. Microvision has to go another $4 down and stay there for me to actually be losing. So as long as you stay in this in the long run and you're willing to, hold it for as long as you need to be in the green, then you're gonna be good. And I can sell this right now and still be in the green. So as long as you know your break evens and how much money you're making in the short term and in the long term, you're good to go. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, that's gonna wrap up this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned so you guys can keep track of my microvision journey basically. I am gonna do two things differently this time. What I used to do, or what I did the last couple times, was I would withdraw the money that I made off of these plays, and I would withdraw 60%, and then I would deposit $200 every month to buy ARK and Tesla. But this time, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna. It's because it's kind of pointless to withdraw $200 and then deposit $200. So I'm just gonna leave the $200 in here and use that money to buy ARK and Tesla. So I'm actually gonna do that right now before I end this stream. So let me go to Tesla. I still want to buy some Tesla. So I'm going to buy some dollar amounts. So let's go $100 into Tesla. Review my order. Buy it. Yes, sir. Purchase done. There we go. And now I'm going to buy $100 of ARK. So I'm still down on my ARK position. So this is beautiful. I love buying stuff when I'm down on a position because then when it comes back up, I'm going to be up by that much more. I'm just basically getting all of this stuff for sale. So buying when things are down is better than buying when things are up. Nothing wrong with buying when things are up, but buying when things are down are even better. And now you're going to see my average cost also goes down. So now it's at 127. So what that means is Microvision needs to come up to 127 for me to be broken even. Anything above that, I will be in the green. And if I look at the ARK ETF, you can see that it was all the way up here at 160, 159 at one point. So basically, we're just sitting here waiting for it to come back up to that point, and we're going to be up by so much money because we've been buying it while it's been down. I own 3.1 shares. So the more shares I'm able to buy while it's down here, the better. So just did all that. There goes my buying power down 200 bucks. So now I'm at 693, and we're just going to keep doing this process right here. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, maybe once I do sell my Microvision play, I'm going to show you guys a couple other options that you can do. Um, but I'm going to hold off on that. That way we can keep things kind of, singular. So there's not too much going on. Um, so just make sure you guys stick around and stay tuned for all that stuff. And if you guys have any questions, if you are still confused about investing, make sure you guys hit me up. You can hit me up on my Facebook. All those links are going to be down below. And I'll see y'all then. So no questions. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.